Alright guys, another day, another dollar. Just got out here on my job site. I'll be getting this wrapped up today. Take you on a walk and show you what we got. This is actually a loaner rig. Our 333P is in the shop. It's got a couple issues. It's got a float issue. They're working. They're doing some flow rating on the pumps, seeing if it's operating right. Forestry door's warped. Got a new one coming on that. And then there's an electrical connector that was melted from some water intrusion. So they're getting me all fixed up. Cool part about John Deere is they take care of their stuff and they keep me up and going with a loaner. So this here that I'm working on, it's a quick little thing. It's actually right down the street from another job I'm working. These guys grabbed me and asked me if I could knock this out while I was here. So the main issue out here was a drainage issue. They got a geothermal unit put in, so those 6 wells drilled over here and they just created a big mess and caused some problems with their driveway. Also, that shop over there is new. That's the electrical line that was buried, and it had settled and was dipping in, creating a perfect trench for water to come down the hill, channel it right onto the driveway, and washed all this out. Now, I was out here yesterday and did a bunch of prep work, so this looks way different than when I got here. But this driveway, actually, let's go back one. So over here, this is where all the geothermal wells were. This was all mounded up with dirt from when they did all their drilling. That's all the dirt I scraped off. They also trenched through the driveway. When they did that, they repaired the driveway with these fines. This is fines here. That's just crushed up rock from the quarry. Well, that's not holding up, so I scraped most of that off, and then I'm gonna reshape the driveway, put down that 2-inch base, man, I can't even talk, base rock, and get it compacted. But all that water was getting on the driveway. Don't mind this, guys, this is really ugly right now. I was just doing some scraping yesterday, but it was getting on the driveway, coming and getting all the way up by the house here, so I got to get all that cleaned up. I got to dig out a little bit of this dirt here. The customer asked me if I could do that while I was here, so I'm going to do that first thing while it is still kind of cool in the morning. But that's what we're working on today. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to head over to a clearing job that Fred's on. He should be done with that today, so should be a good day. We should finish this up, finish up a clearing job. However, Fred did call me about 20 minutes ago. He was towing the skid steer over to that job site and noticed a really bad vibration in the trailer, and got out. Driver's side tire inside edge was wore down to where the cords were showing, and it looks like the wheel is not standing straight up and down, so it's always something. So when I'm done here, I'll go check that out, see what's going on there. Hopefully it's nothing big like a bent axle or anything like that. But anyhow, I'm gonna jump in the machine and get to it. All right, let's see how that does. Got you guys mounted on the boom there on a magnet mount. So I'm gonna move some of this dirt. Got my water rattling around in here. I'm gonna move some of this dirt over by the house here. Kind of wish I had my Harley rig out here, but this job was an add-on, so I'm not really prepared for it, but I'll do a good job for them. All these fines got washed out by the house here when this area flooded with the rain, so I scraped off as much as I could. I wanted to be really careful up here by the house because of buried wires and plumbing and stuff like that, so I'll get out and get that stick here in a minute. Quite a bit of dirt to get rid of, so no worries. something I've been working on, guys. If you've been following me for a while, I just started doing this business full-time about a month and a half or so ago, maybe a little longer. Yeah, going on about 2 months now. It was the beginning of May when I quit my job. But man, we've been so busy, it's been crazy. So the number one advice I've learned since quitting my job that I want to share with you guys, and I'm kind of paying the price for this, I've kind of created my own little prison here, which is great, don't get me wrong, but I need to learn how to say no. Like, I cannot say no. Like, anytime somebody asks me if I can do something, I'm like, sure, why not? Let's do it. And my schedule is so jam-packed, we are so busy. I've created this situation to where I have to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, just to keep up with everything. But it's a good thing I like running machines. Really gotta watch what you're doing up by these houses. So what I'm getting at is there is a lot of work, and I try to do it all, and I need to change my ways because it is killing me, guys. I live this life now. It's all I do is work, 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 run machines, run the dump truck, do bids, do the business side, meet customers, do the marketing, try to keep up with social media. Because just because I'm busy now doesn't mean I'm going to be busy in 6 months. You always got to be on the hunt. Always. Got to watch those power lines above me. It's easy to get complacent. But one piece of advice I heard years ago from a guy named Tom Reaver, check him out. He's got good content if you're into the business stuff. You have to keep doing the things that got you to the point that you're at now. So don't get comfortable. What I'm getting at is whatever you did to get as successful as you are now, don't get complacent and stop doing those things. Like, you have to keep going. For me, social media was big, and marketing, Google reviews. So I post on social media all the time, at least a couple times a week. I'm always showing our work, showing us out on jobs. I mix it up with videos, pictures, stories. We do it all the forms of media, which I won't mention on here because it'll probably flag this video or shadow ban me for trying to get you guys to go to other platforms. But if you want to find us on other platforms, it's super easy. It's just our company name, By the Lakers. You can see a lot of before and afters of our jobs and stuff like that. Man, I thought I was gonna have a lot more dirt than this, but this dirt does not go a long way, does it? Trying to be as minimal as possible and not track up their yard too much, so I'm gonna put this dirt right here, and then I'm gonna get out and rake it over on that spot there. I think I'll get just a little bit more to put over there, make it look nice. Saying that I have trouble saying no. Well, this job here is a prime example of it, because we were working right up the street for this customer's nephew, and they were seeing our work and said, hey, while you're here, can you come over and take care of my little project in my yard, my driveway, and here I am. Which, word of mouth, referrals, stuff like that, man, there's no better way to get work, I tell you. And that's another thing. If you guys are part-time in it, side hustling, whatever, still got a normal job. When you are out working every day, just being out in the public, out being in front of more customers, stuff like that, you get more work just being out and about. That's just the way it is. I try to be friendly no matter where I'm at. Gas stations, getting fuel. You wouldn't believe how many people I've met just fueling up at the diesel pump. Just make small talk. Especially if you're in your, got a big old stick, I want to get that out of there. Especially if you're in your company truck, you know, I always try to have a smile on my face, just be friendly, approachable, and it's really served us well. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of this dirt. I might build a little mound to keep water from getting on the driveway. Yeah, we got enough dirt over here. I call that good. So, since this was a little pop-up job, I don't have the excavator here, and they asked me if I could cut in a bit of a ditch alongside the right side here. I'd love to have the excavator here for that, but I don't, so they're fine with me just doing the best I can with this machine here. So I'm going to attempt to shape up a bit of a ditch here. So just trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. Let me get this dirt out of the way. Hopefully this camera will last a little bit before it dies. Let's do a little test dig here. Let's see how this is gonna go. I don't even know if you guys can see what I'm looking at right now, but probably be better if I don't know. I think this will work. Not great, but maybe it'll do something. Probably be helpful if I had my smooth bucket with me. I doubt you guys can even see what I'm doing the way that camera is, because I'm actually looking under the bucket right now. Yeah, I think that'll work. That'll work. We just want to keep the water from getting on the driveway. That's the whole point here. I got to be careful here because there's a electrical line buried, so I'm not going to dig. Actually, I'm going to come over a little bit because I don't want to. This thing should be, I should be good to go down a few inches here. Yeah, I think this will work out just fine, boys. It's working out great. Sometimes things don't always go as planned. Knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it yet. So I'm doing all of my dirt work and all my ditch work before I do anything to the driveway because I don't want to mess up my work. You know what I mean. Alright, so I got that little ditch, if that's what you want to call it, shaped up. There's not going to be a lot of water that's even going to get to this thing. It's just another piece of insurance that'll keep water from getting on the road. So what I'm going to do now is the land is sloping kind of this way. So I'm going to take this dirt that I got here and I'm just going to build up this area, build just a very mild swale. That way when the water comes, hits this, it'll kind of go that way. So that's my plan. I don't got a lot of dirt to play with, which is good because I want this to be very minimal. So let's get to it. I should probably go rake that yard over there before it gets too hot. Already got my mission set to get this little portion done though, so I'll go ahead and do that. Probably gonna be a lot of rocks in this, so it's gonna be not a golf course finish, but this is a country yard, so I'll go through and pick out these rocks and sticks when I'm done here. Slope this out right now. Water diversion. Micro adjustments to the bucket as I'm grading here. Exactly what I want. Just very minor, guys. I'm talking just a couple inches of rise just to divert that water. That's what we're after here. Nothing extreme. I'll feather this out real nice. I got a big old rock right in my dirt. Let's see if I can get that out of here. Right there, buddy. Come on out there. Of course not. That's what dirt work is. It's nothing fancy, a lot of back and forth, little changes at a time. And then you catch a rock like that and it messes everything up. Get that out of there. Get out of here, sucker. You know that, you know. Bit of a high spot there. Bit of a low spot here. No low spot no more. Spot right here. See if I can get some dirt over here. good over here. Okay, so here it is. Kind of roughed in. Got that all backfilled. Got the road shaped up kind of the way I want it. Now I'm going to spread the rock. I got this mostly done. I'm going to clean up that little ditch I cut in a little more, but let's get to her. This is way wider than, this is not where the road's going to go. This is just a messy area that the other contractor left behind, the geothermal guy. So I got 30 tons of rock right here behind me, so I'm going to do all my turning right here, and then I'll fix this spot when I'm done. Base rock's pretty dry for once. That's kind of nice. I'm going to build up this outer edge because we want it to be high on my right side and lower on the left. That way it kind of gets water to roll off. This guy that owns this place, he's had this place forever, like 30 years from what I understand. And he said before that other contractor got in here, the road was shaped where it was in-sloping and they never had any water problems. So he asked me to go ahead and shape her back up the way it was. So that's what we're going to do. Get her back to her former beauty. spread. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of finish grading. Sorry, I know you guys are looking through a dirty window right now, but it is what it is. Now I'm working. dirt. So I'm gonna get on grade, I'm gonna set my bucket right on the ground, I'm watching the tip. That's what I'm doing, I'm watching the tip of it. It's pushing, keeping material in front of me. You can see it dropping off the right side there, so I know I got a low spot. So I'm gonna fill her in, come back here, set the bucket back down. Got a bit of a high spot still, it's okay. This is a lot of back and forth progress here, so don't always get it on the first try. Small changes, that's all it is. I want to build this road up at least a couple inches up here at the front, and then back there around the corner is where they were having a lot of the problems, so I'm making sure I'm leaving plenty of material back there. roll. Compaction is the key to it all. That's what we like to see. I'll roll over this 2 or 3 times and I will be out of here. Hard to turn with this roller sometimes. Gots to take your time. This from a bunch of different angles so I can not leave any track marks, a bunch of back and forth just like this, because I'm gonna end up leaving track marks if I'm not careful. Trying to get turned, get my butt in around. There we go. But I like to turn the vibration off when I stop, that way it doesn't leave a little divot. See one right there where I didn't turn it off. I'll come hit that little angle from the other side right there so I don't keep tracking up my work. Just work my way out. That's what we're doing. Slowly but surely. I'm gonna get her finished up and I will check in with you guys when I'm done. And we're done. This is it. These guys are all good to go now. Talked to the customer, they're happy. I'm about to head out and go meet Fred. See what we got going on in that clearing job. I haven't been over there all week. He actually started that one on his own and he's nearly done, so curious to get over there and see how it's looking. But let's do a quick walkthrough so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But that is it. That is all done. I'm actually going to leave the skid steer here because I'm still working on a job right up the street. So if we get done with that clearing job today, I think we're gonna come back tomorrow and start working on a yard up the street. So anyhow, I told you guys that I would go check in on Fred later in this video. Well, I think this video is getting kind of long, so thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm gonna head over there right now to check on Fred, but I'll make a video then, but it's gonna be separate. So I will see you guys later, and thanks again for watching.